Hey, my name is Vipin Kumar and I'm back with another video tutorial for the Vagrant, how to build your development environment with the Vagrant. In this tutorial, we are going to set up the VirtualBox, Vagrant, Cygwin, and finally we are going to create the Ubuntu machine by using VMs. But before installing the Vagrant or VirtualBox, we have to make sure that virtualization is enabled in your physical machine. This is a prerequisite for the virtualization or Vagrant setup. So how to check if the virtualization enabled or not in your machine? So it is very easy on Windows 10. Go to into Task Manager and then uh, go to Performance, then select CPU, and you can see here virtualization is a option. In my machine it is already enabled. It might be possible that it is disabled on your machine. The guys who is using other operating system apart from Windows 10, you can go ahead and download a utility that is provided by Intel. This is a utility you can go ahead and download from your on your computer. This is a MSI file and install it. So once it installed, uh, you can open it and you can verify that virtualization is enabled or not. So I will show you how to verify in this tool. Okay, so go to in CPU technology and you can see here Intel virtualization technology is yes. If it is a no, it means that your virtualization option is disabled into the hardware. So the next thing is how to enable it on the hardware side. So for that you have to go in your BIOS setting and you have to enable from there. For this you can follow this tutorial. That is provided by Intel. If you are using Intel hardware, so you can go ahead and go into the BIOS by pressing F2 and go to advanced option, then processor configuration. In the process configuration you will see the option Intel VT for directed IO. It means virtualization technology for the directed IO. If it is a disable, enabled it and save and exit. Once you have enabled it from the BIOS, you can come back on your operating system or your laptop and you can verify from the task manager or by this utility. Once this prerequisite has been set up in your environment, go ahead and download VirtualBox. I'm using the VirtualBox 5.2.8, and after that you have to download the Vagrant, Vagrant 2.0.3. Basically, what is the Vagrant? Vagrant is a tool to manage or create your VM in single workflow. In other way, we can say Vagrant is a server provisioning tool, and uh, Cygwin is a optionally tool. You can use the PowerShell to invoke the Vagrant tool in your computer, but Cygwin provide a great Linux filling on the Windows platform. So I will show you in both the way PowerShell as well as Cygwin how to invoke the Vagrant in your machine. So I have already downloaded all three software on my machine, and you can go ahead and download all three software on your machine before starting it. So first I'm going to install the VirtualBox. So it is pretty simple for the installation of the VirtualBox. You can double click on the installer and you can follow the step. Next, 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 and install it. Okay, installed. Yes. So it is downloading couple of the files from the internet and installing on your physical machine. So finish it and your VirtualBox installation has been completed. So it has been completed. uh, Now next we have to make sure the version of VirtualBox. So you can see version of the VirtualBox is 5.2.8. So now next we have to install the Vagrant. So go ahead and double click on the Vagrant. Next, install it. So again, Vagrant is going and downloading the files from the internet and installing on your physical machine. So let's wait to complete it. So at this moment we are installing the Vagrant. VirtualBox has been installed. So let's wait it. It is copying the new files or on your physical machine and updating component registrations. So it can take several minutes in your machine, depends on the internet connectivity or speed to downloading file from the internet. The wizard is still downloading and copying the new files on my machine, Windows 10 machine. Okay, it's successfully installed and now it is asking to restart your system. So go ahead and restart your system. It is restarting my Windows 10. After that we are going to verify the Vagrant installation and configuration uh, along with integration with VirtualBox. So the VirtualBox is a default provider for the Vagrant. Uh, you can use any provider like VMware, VirtualBox or Hyper-V or AWS or any other cloud provider. the you can use all these provider with the Vagrant, and you can you can create or build the VMs by using by different providers on your machine. We are going to launch a couple of the VMs by using the VirtualBox, and especially VirtualBox and VMware. Along with, we are going to launch couple of the VMs on the AWS instance. So my machine successfully rebooted. So let's log in it. Okay. So as I earlier said, you can use the PowerShell to invoke the Vagrant. So let's see Vagrant is successfully installed or not. So I am trying to uh, I'm trying to use the PowerShell to launch the Vagrant commands. So allow access. It is required Ruby. So Vagrant. Oh yes, we successfully installed the Vagrant 2.0.3 Vagrant global status. You can see global Vagrant status, like how many machines are there, and what is their status, like are these up or online, down, suspend, or any other status. So at this moment we are able to access the Vagrant with the PowerShell, but in the starting of this video I said you can use Cygwin. Cygwin is a tool that is provide a great filling of the Linux in your Windows platform. If you are from the Linux background, and you like the Linux command line more over the Windows, then this is a tool for you. So you can go ahead and download and installed for everyone on your machine, uh, and you can choose any download site. So like I'm selecting the first one. So it is going to download the couple of the package that is required to make Windows like Linux. So it is going to download all the packages and like set up on your Windows machine. So these are packages it is downloading and installing on your machine, so that your machine can be compatible with the Linux. So let's go ahead and install it. So it is downloading one by one all the packages from the internet and installing on your machine. So again, it depends on your internet speed or connection, how much time it is going to take, but let's download it and install it, and after that we are going to use Cygwin for the Vagrant. It is still downloading the packages from the internet and installing on the machine. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we can verify the Vagrant integration with Cygwin. Okay, Cygwin successfully um, set up on the machine, and this is the icon. You can go ahead and launch Cygwin, and now you can operate Cygwin or your Windows machine like Linux. So suppose that you want to go cd and like cd ls command. So these are like it is compatible like your Windows machine now compatible with Linux. So Vagrant version V, you can see the Vagrant version 2.0.3. So at this moment you are able to access the Vagrant with the PowerShell and Vagrant with the Cygwin. So for your choice, what do you want? If you want to have more Linux feeling, if you want to get more Linux feeling, go ahead and download Cygwin and interact with the Vagrant machine. So at this moment your Vagrant environment setup on your machine. Now go ahead and deploy your Ubuntu image. So for that you can go ahead and like I'm on C drive. If I go in demo and click on lab and create a Ubuntu folder. So what I'm doing here, I am creating a folder and I'm placing a Vagrant file in it via the Vagrant command to launch a basic configuration VM. Basic, there is nothing customization. So let's see how does it work. So let me go ahead and uh, launch our Cygwin. So this is a path cd demo lab and Ubuntu. So I am here. So this is empty folder. Now to launch any of the machine in the Vagrant, you required a image for the virtual machine. So these images are are developing and uploading by the by the various organization, or you can create your own image and you can customize it and you can upload onto the Vagrant image repository, and you can download, or anyone can download your image and they can set up your your saving or your save images on their machine. So like you can go ahead and search with your choice operating system. Suppose that you want to set up the CentOS, so search it. So you can see here CentOS, there are multiple images available for the CentOS, but look at here, it is like there is a download, this much of the download, and these are providers. You can use any of the providers to use this image. This image uploaded by the CentOS CentOS core team. So you can use the CentOS-7 in your Vagrant file or Vagrant command. For example, you can go ahead and search Windows. So you can see here Windows Win 2012 R2 is available, and this much of download has been done. So the Windows machine is there. If you want to set up the MySQL pre-configured MySQL box, you can go ahead and download the Nginx MySQL PHP pre-configured machine. So these are machines available and uploaded by these persons. So before choosing or downloading images, please make sure you are using the right content or right image. So you can make some of the filter or choice depends on your downloads and releasing date and everything. So for this I'm going to for this demonstration I'm going to download the CentOS machine. So I'm using the CentOS Trusty 64. So this is this much of download done for this one, and it has only one default provider, that is VirtualBox. You can go for the second one also. It has multiple providers: Hyper-V, VirtualBox, VM Fusion, and everything. So let's use this file, or use this uh, 64, right? So let's do it. So okay, so we can use this Hershey Cop and Precise 64. So what I'm doing, I'm selecting second one to set up the VirtualBox for the Ubuntu. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me show you how you can use it. So it is Vagrant init and box name. So basically this command is going to create a Vagrant file under the folder, and it is saying that this Vagrant file is going to use uh, uh, this image. This image for the Ubuntu machine. So so let's see, if you go here, this file successfully created by the command Vagrant init command, and you can see here this is the this is looking for precise 64 content. So image. So if you go ahead and make up. So what is doing here, the Vagrant up command look at the Vagrant file and look at what image you are defining in the Vagrant file. It is look up the image on your local machine repository. If it is uh, if it is not available on your on your local machine, then it is going to download from the internet. So look at here, it is saying that, okay, what is the default provider? It is a VirtualBox and works version this, loading metadata. It is, oh sorry, here. So it is saying that default box could not be found, attempting to find and installed. So it look at on my machine, the machine image is not there. So what is doing here, it is going and download from there. So if you go this link, sorry, if you go this link, same. So it is downloading from this link. So let's wait, like it is only 13% from my side. Let's wait to complete it. It depends on your internet speed, how much going to take some time. So these are a few MBs file, and these are bare minimum operating system. It doesn't come with GUI or any third party software, or any heavy or huge components of software. It is very minimum, bare minimum boxes, and you can use the bare minimum boxes, and you can install all the software with your choice. So it is 24% for me so far, and let's wait to complete it. So let's complete it. Meantime, we can see what other what other commands available in the Vagrant. So these are common commands. Like you can combine all the commands, and you can make the command in joining format. But let me show you the box command. The box command will manage the box. That means you can add boxes, you can remove the boxes, or you can customize or save the box on your machine. Destroy command, simple command. It means that you are going to remove or delete VMs from the machine or your physical machine. Global status will tell you the current status of overall VMs in your machine. Suppose that you have 100 VMs in your machine, so either you have to go each and every project folder, and you have to give the command vagrant status. Instead of that, you have to go in the root folder, and you can you can give the command global vagrant global status. It provides a complete output of 100 servers, what is the current status of each and every VMs in your machine. Halt is basically like stopping the stopping the virtual machine in your physical box. Help is same. It is initialize a new vagrant environment by creating a vagrant file. We have seen in other console while we are building up the Ubuntu machine. Login, you can log in into the Vagrant Vagrant repository or Vagrant cloud to upload your machine over there, or you can you can manage your Vagrant cloud repository from here to there. So package is you want to be install the package before your virtual machine come up. For example, you want to set up the MySQL, Nginx, or IS web server. So what you can do, you can define a provisioning, or package information in the Vagrant file, so that when your system come up, the particular package has to be executed and set up for you. We will see more in the further videos, each and every command. So plugins, the same thing, manage plugins over the VMs. Port, yes, port is a very important part. So it is mapping your host and guest machine port. So I will come up with with more detail, how does it work and how, in what condition you have to use it. So the PowerShell, the connect to machine via PowerShell remoting. Provisional provision is a virtual Vagrant machine. Push command. So push also again deploy code in the environment to a configure destination. We will come up. RDP, connect to machine via RDP. So suppose that you are set up the Windows machine by using the Vagrant, and you want to log in on the Windows machine. So you can use a Vagrant RDP command. So reload. So reload command basically restart your Vagrant machine with the new configuration setting. For example, initially you gave the 1 gig RAM on your machine, and after that you feel that you required, or this machine required more RAM without destroying it. So you can add more value in the Vagrant file, like from 1 to 2, and you can issue reload command. So it is going to configure, or it is going to restart your machine with the new configuration setting. So resume basically is a suspend kind of thing. So you are not going to shutting down or stop your Vagrant machine. You are just saving your virtual machine. So in many conditions where you require to suspend your virtual machine, if you hold it or stop it, your installed software will not work, especially for I have seen, especially for the cloud foundry, or in the cloud foundry, if you hold your system, your boss director will not come up. Like again, for your information, I am going to create another video how to use the, or how to install the cloud foundry in your local machine. So you can take a snapshot. It is like saving the VMs, restore VMs, etc. SSH, like you want to log in on your Linux based system, you can use SSH. We will do in few seconds. Status, it is giving the status. Suspend means it is going to suspend your machine. And up, start and provision the Vagrant environment. And validate, validate means like as I said, a Vagrant file is complete whole soul for your VirtualBox configuration. And Vagrant use Ruby 2.0 or or newer version. So you can you can validate your Vagrant file. Is there any, there is no syntax error, or there is no configuration error with the validate command. And then VBguest, VBguest is basically going to install some of the plugins on the guest machine. We will come up with the more example. And version, at last, is a providing a Vagrant version. So these are a basic and common command that support the Vagrant environment. You can combine all these all these uh, command to your environment, depends on your requirement. Also, like if you are very good in Ruby, then you can create a single Vagrant file for the multiple VMs. For example, you want to set up the OpenStack. It is required multiple VMs, like 5 to 6 VMs. So you can create a single Vagrant file for all the VMs, and you can configure all the settings in it, and you can launch all the VMs from single file. So let's see the status for the another things. So looks like it has downloaded all the files, and now it is doing the upgrade for the machine. So let's wait to complete it. So watching Mac, it is done. Netting is done. Port forwarding done. Like 22.222 adapter 1. Booting VMs is done. Uh, okay. So one more thing, every machine which you created with the Vagrant, by default username is Vagrant and password is a Vagrant, and it use the SSH keyless entry. While you do SSH, uh, so it is inserting the public key into guest, and guest addition is done. Reading packet list and do package suggestion package. Okay, it is upgrading the new package. So let's wait to complete it. So you can see here 0 upgraded, right? 6 newly installed, 0 to remove, 66 not upgraded. Need to get 12.7 MB of archive to upgrade this Ubuntu machine before booting up. So it is doing everything for you in the backend, like uh, mounting, unmounting, upgrade the package, upgrade the Ubuntu machine before giving to you. So at this moment, it is downloading. It is uh, setting down my VMs and booting up. Look at here, booting up, waiting for machine to boot. So it is booting my machine. It is mounting the share folders. So it is not like it is going to take always such much of time. It is a one time activity when you download the image first time on your machine. So next time if you are using same image, it is picking up from your local repository instead of going to internet. So it is one time activity, you are doing for it. So in the in here, let me show you how it is taking less time when you use the existing box. So the box list, I am listing all the box that is here. So you can see here I do have the box listed here, uh, two box. So if I go ahead and use this machine to launch VM, it is taking less time. So let's see, let's create one. So let's see. So if I go and making up, it is reading the information from the Vagrant file, and it is okay. It look at that the Vagrant file using the Ubuntu Trusty 64, and if it is finding in my local machine, then it is not going to download from the internet. So look at here, it is not downloading from the internet. It just look at my repository and use the image file from there. So here my file is ready, image like Ubuntu machine is ready. So how can you go ahead and log in as such as? Okay, so I'm inside the Ubuntu machine. So this is the Ubuntu machine which we recently created. Let's see another console. So look at here, it is not downloading from the internet at all. It is using your box from the local repository. So it is not going to take such much time that once it is created, it took the creating first time. So it is done, like it is done everything, it is almost done. So let's go in another the inside of the VMs. So you can go ahead and you can come out from the VM by typing exit, and you can see the status of your machine. It is running. If you want how to stop it, Vagrant hold. Meantime, let's see your second machine, how is it is doing. Okay, look at here, it is shutting down your virtual machine, it is down. You can verify by supplying the Vagrant status command. It should be power off now. Yeah, it is power off now. So if you don't want to this VM machine anymore, you can go ahead and destroy. Yes. So now you can see here. Yes, now created. So it is very easy. Now your second machine is ready because it is not downloading the images from the internet. It is just importing the image from your local box. So you can see here Vagrant status. It is running Vagrant SSH. You are inside of the machine. Default username is Vagrant and password is a Vagrant. So you are inside. Okay. So that's all in this video. Next video or upcoming videos, I'm going to discuss a deep uh, drive on the Vagrant. How can use the Vagrant file to configure multiple VMs, customize parameters like host name, IP address, the resource configuration, along with different providers like AWS provider. So we are going to manage your AWS infrastructure or VM creation or VM management from the Vagrant, like uh, um, you know uh, creating VMs, stopping VMs, destroying VMs, taking a snapshot of VMs in the AWS cloud. We are going to use the Vagrant in the upcoming videos. Uh, for this video, that's all, and thanks for joining, and see you in upcoming video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.